Hamid Karzai has announced he will go head-to-head with his main rival in a runoff for the Afghan presidency, after observers found evidence of widespread fraud during elections in August. Sky's Asia correspondent Alex Crawford reports.
British troops will once again be putting their lives on the line for the sake of Afghan democracy. They won't be visible outside polling stations. They're considered too much of a target for the militants. British soldiers were killed in the lead up to a ballot, now seen to be blighted by widespread fraud. But the Prime Minister insisted the soldiers' lives were not lost in vain.
The purpose of being in Afghanistan is to protect us on the streets of London and the other cities of our country from the Al-Qaeda and from the Taliban taking control again in Afghanistan.
Despite all the security, millions of Afghans braved militant threats and attacks and did cast their votes on August the 20th. But there was also much vote rigging. It meant under the electoral rules, Hamid Karzai did not have an outright majority. But when he intimated a few days ago he wouldn't accept the new results, alarm bells went off around the world. The American senator shaking his hand is the man who's done much of the behind-the-scenes arm twisting, and finally it paid off.
Whether I am the winner or not is probably in my interest, but I prefer the national interests of Afghanistan over my personal interests. And let's get together to once again save our country from this defamation.
But this is what they're up against. This was a 15-truck NATO convoy taking supplies to troops in Ghazni province in the east of the country. There's likely to be even more of this in the run-up to the second round of voting. The US has been holding off on a decision to send thousands of more troops to the country until a credible government's installed.
This has been a very difficult time in Afghanistan to not only carry out an election under difficult circumstances where there were a whole host of security issues that had to be resolved, but also post-election, a lot of uncertainty.
Right now, the current president still viewed as the favourite to win, but his main rival, Abdullah, could yet surprise, and Afghanistan's democratic credentials are being tested once again. Alex Crawford, Sky News.